done. No call today from the attorney, so gotta have to hold on, use my counsel here, and but it's always been in your hands here. But 23 days. I'm getting the call today, so 23 days, and will it be over? Is that how this works? How does that, that's a long time for now at the rate everything's going, Got a lot of military hardware. This country's got how much money they got sitting in the Pacific and sitting in the Atlantic right now, Well, yeah, here we are just funding war without declaring it, right? Just blowing people up in international waters. So that's a lot of money to sit there and send B-2 bombers back and forth. Like, I got some menacing charges myself. So what will they do to me? Well, it'll be in Father's hands. Good thing I have that as my faith to keep me anchored, so I don't lose my mind and give into the flesh, right? Paul said, wrestle not against flesh. So it's not about the flesh. It's about Father's judgments, spiritual wickedness, that he creates the wickedness in this, all the, well, it'll get done. It'll get done through civil lawsuit. Just know, the way things are run in this country are just unreal, and, but this is where Father birthed me, so this is where I have to be, and I'll have to stay here, and for another 23 days at least, right? So until pretrial, and if they take it to pretrial, I pretty much think that they're going to take it to trial. I don't think if they're going to not drop it at pretrial, they're not going to drop it. They're going to take it to trial and roll the dice, and just got my back. I know things could change very quickly. We'll see if these assistance, is give out to these people here in America, because it's a very dangerous time now to probably be going to the store, and probably should have got teepee for your bunghole. If things get hairy here overnight, they might not release these program they have to give them food. So what if there's never an assistance program ever again, and all they do is fund war now? What if the food, cards never turn back on ever again? Can you help anybody? Do you have enough food? See, this ministry's been 100%, over this food orientation thing. That's what the food is about, seeds and fruit and all the things we talk about, figs ripe on the vine, the parable of the fig tree, and all these things I give you. These are things that should be giving you the extra oil. Should have already been well ahead of this. Preparedness is a lifestyle, and he's been preparing for over 2,600 years. So if you're not prepared, you're a failure, and you're going to burden somebody else. You could have been given an abundance and bounty, or a blessing. That's less, but whatever. They'll start out with rice and beans, I guess, but give them something, to buy anything for your neighbor. All these people have, lost, a nation where everything goes and anything goes. And, with the legislation of homosexual marriage and, all these, come on by and give it a try, all this, which is an abomination. And we know about Obama and, the whole, they just rub it in everybody's face. That's what they like to do. And so I'm not trying to change it, on a day like today, All Hallows Eve. This is your, this is the day, this is a dual pagan Catholic holiday that's, it's just about as Satanist is well, probably the most Satanists have sex with your kids, Samaramas, who had sex with her. It's Ishtar, but Christmas, eating flesh, masse, and masse, the eating of man, and the man gender, the man with three genders, and well, three, yeah, man, beast, and woman. They're Baphomet, you know, they're three gender God, so three in one. Father's three separate, you know, Father, Son, Holy Spirit, Holy Ghost, Ruach HaKodesh. So there you go. Liam's back. Guess who's back? Liam's back. So goodbye, Lem. How about lamb? Laminate, like Formica. Step up to the mic. Duh. All right. Free duh. Dum dum dum. So not going to try to sit there and turn a goat bell. Speaking of dum dum dum. So will they get their assistance, and will people show humanity? I have seen some. I've seen some things about filling up the libraries with food, little things, and people actually giving away food online and things. So I've seen some civility and some humanity. Not a lot, but some, which is good. Father's watching. He's inside all of us, so you're not going to get it with anything. So I'm glad to, know these things, because no matter what happens to me, Father's doing it. Nobody to be mad at, nobody to get, nobody to throw my anger towards. I'm not angry at anybody. I'm disappointed with myself, but other than that, I can't always get it right. I don't want to be right, but I can't always make the right call. Sometimes, when I service others and it fires back on me and backfires, So some of us have that happen. When you try to help others, it doesn't really turn out like you were originally, thinking that they would, respond to your trying to be charitable with them, but that's okay. Like I said, most people don't want the word. So they're Satanists, and their religions are Satanism and Calvinism and Mormonism and Catholicism, Catholics, all of them, they're all vain. And so I don't have any attachment to anything like that, and I'm glad that I don't like buildings and people who are vipers, and want to. But charity it does sometimes. People don't respond to charities different. There's different kinds of charity too. Most when he means to be charitable, when he means to love him, and agape love is patient. Love is the word agape. Love is patient. Love is kind. It does not boast. It is charitable. Charitable is with the word. You know what I'm saying? With the word, to be charitable with the agape, not with the food or puff puff give, or you're just trying to be shared. Sharing is caring, not caring. Not like Care Bears. So, but all right, I can't bear no more of this. You're supposed to bury your cross. Remember, nobody was hung from crosses, but they'll go do their goblins and ghouls and wizards and lizards and all the other beasts of the field that are on the earth here. The ruled are the earth. That's what earth means, ruled. Heavens are the ruling class. So the ruling class, the principalities, powers, the rulers of this darkness of this world will rule the masses, and they'll go eat candy and and act like a bunch of asses that can't learn, don't want to learn from any historical, scriptural, or biblical record, and they'll fall to their own demise, idolatry, and self-will, and gods and ghouls and goblins, I guess, right? Goblins and goblets of hogwash. It's starting to sound a little Lord of the Rings in here. Hogwash. Oh, that was Squidward. Oh wait, no, that's something else. I've never watched any of those Potter He said we're supposed to be as esteemed as the potter's clay, turn the works upside down. So I'm not sure. Let me flip the tables over like if this was chess, I'd have made you flip the board over. So let me hold on here. So it's their halo, their stick ritual, their Smeagol. What is that? I said Squidward. My bad. What is that? Lord, the master, your two masters, the weird eyeballs. Remember idolatry, can't serve two. Lord of the Rings. Rings the halo. Halo is Satan is the serpent. Serpent is the halo. So you see an angel with a halo, that means that's Satan, or one of the angels that are with the minions. They wear white robes. They act as, what's the only nationality where you put them in the sun and they turn red like a lobster? Oh, that'd be Esau, right? The Canaanites. So, okay, yeah. Remember, he so loved Jacob and he gave him the inheritance. Remember, the 12 tribes, his family against the Great Sea, and he hated Israel, right? No, Israel he loved. He so loved Jacob, who he called Israel, and he hated Esau before either were born or done anything on this rock. So they do their whatever their rituals. I'm not sure. It's Lord of the Rings, but there's something else like Sorcerer's Stone or something like that, maybe, or something like that. I'm not sure. Maybe that's some other animated thing that I'm thinking of, that they twist in all this Satanism, Catholicism, the isms of the gods and deities and little, creatures and fairy tales, little creatures, little fairies, fairy dust. I don't know if they're chooching on or what they're doing, but they're like the Spock ears. There's another fairy, space fairies, space boats that drive space ferries, kind of like the 3-eye Comet Atlas, 3-eye EIEIO Atlas, looking like an at. Where you at? At last, the eagle has landed. Project Blue Book, not Operation Blue Beam. Soon, the fallen angels will be here, right? There's no such thing as a fallen angel, you idiot. Get out of here. Get away from me with your Sky Daddy God. So get away from me. Don't do that. Don't sup with vipers. Remember the halo, little ball thing around, little circle around your head? That's your crown. Remember, I come quickly. Let no one take your crown. See what I'm saying? Probably not, but it's okay. Can't turn a goat into a sheep. So we'll see what the old Father has in store for these Baphomet worships, these Christians. Christians are Baphomet worships. They worship Christ Mass. The Mass say the God of the sun god, birthed in the middle of the winter. Esau killed his brother Nimrod. Moloch, Massey, Christ Jesus, Christ, birthed in the middle of the winter in a manger. Catholicism. No, Jesus, there was no mangers. Jesus was Christ. Jesus, that's not a word that was ever written in the text. Just playing little translations with you so you'll understand my alien dialect. Otherwise, if I use words like I am or the Most High, you might not know who I'm speaking of. How about Shiloh? The scepter shall not depart from Judah till Shiloh returns. Shiloh. Remember? Redemption. Look up. They get their heads up there, you know what? Or in their iPhones or Apples or droids. What are their Google God? Their Google Android. That's what it is. Avatar. They're an avatar. Yes, they're an avatar, Jesus. They're booby, 3-gender. Spock was the first one to nail a blue, well, that thing was. It had 3 booby Jesus, whatever that was. Triple gender. I'm not sure. Looked like Sheba maybe or something like that, eh? The octi. Like the hive mind, like it connects, like the eye of Ra or whatever. They're connected to their third eye. There's no third eye blind. Deaf, dumb, and blind, but Well, I don't know about dumb, dum, dum, dum. There's no free will. So freedom, where's freedom? Where are you free will to freedom? Anyone? Bueller? Probably not. That's okay. Turn out Jesus was a Pleiadian. No, Jesus wasn't a. Oh, Jesus is a sun god, Satan. No, nobody's Pleiadians. You're an idiot. Get out of here. More Sky Daddy Jesus. More. This is a Nephilim right here. This is the word Nephilim. This is a Nephilim, because Nephilim doesn't have anything to do with how many centimeters or millimeters or inches or feet a man or a woman is. The word Nephilim is somebody's full of bullshit, and they're a liar, and they're a demon, and the word devil in your scripture is devil. Devils don't come from the sky. Angels don't come from the sky. Nothing comes from the stars. This is the word Nephilim right here. This is a Nephilim. What is this person's? Electronics. TV. This is the Nephilim. It has no definition. No definition in whatsoever. Couldn't speak of anything in this text at all. Doesn't even know about the scrolls. Wouldn't know about the canonization. Wouldn't have any idea. Wouldn't know which author, which Enoch, you idiot. Idiot means you don't know. Let's give you the benefit of the doubt like you've never seen or heard in your life. Define the word idiot for me. I just did. Let's see if you can even concentrate. Electronics. Tomo harigato, Mr. Roboto. Tomo, 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 tomo. Oh, wait. I'm on a Mexican radio. Oh, wait. Hold on. That's for your eardrums. That appear there's earballs and eyeballs. So speak up there. Yapping. That's a pretty intelligent word, like yabadoo. Yeah, that's one I for the records, I just love this word. I love this people. It shows I guarantee this person lives on a Wi-Fi router and is on a smart meter. Doesn't even make their own power. Could have set a fall trap or know how to run a trout line or snare. Or remember, Christ is the snare. Christ, a pagan term, never written in the text. So this guy thinks God's in the sky. So this guy is an idiot. God is a title. He more than an idiot. He went silent. He went silent into the night, I guess. So Jezebel, don't go away, girl. Mad, just go away. Oh, I make my own power by charging my root chakra through coffee enemas. Okay. Wow, there we go. Stoner, get this idiot out here. He's sticking coffee up his ass. He's literally sticking coffee up his ass. Get this electronics television out of here. I don't want to. Remember, I knew he's a sodomite. He's with caffeine right up the bunghole. You don't need TV. You're gonna have it coming out. You got anal syrup leaking. I'm not sure which flavor he's got there, but it's anal syrup. Watch out. They put the syrup in the coffee. Starbucks, Nephilim. Here we go. Yeah, buddy. Oh man, thanks for not me do that. I was gonna do it, but I just feel better. No, it's okay. Electronics is on some Starbucks sticking, shots up his bunghole. So it's like reminds me of that Beavis and Butthead. Like, what's wrong with electric TV? Kind of a mix of the old Beavis and Butthead and a modern, the great Cornholio. There we go. He's got shots to the dome. He's got shots going up his great bunghole, man. He's gonna need TP. He probably don't have no extra TP. Got leaky anal syrup. I don't know maybe it's toasted marshmallow mocha. Oh, Father, forgive me, for he knows not what he did. All right. Oh, my goodness. Wow, that would bring a whole new meaning. I'll take a shot, don't it? All right. Electronics is full of it. I don't think he's not northern AC, nor is he DC. He is out of his mind. I'm out of my mind. So, for his third eye blind, remember? Wow, they used to do coffee. I guess it's a coffee enema, right? They used to stick alcohol up their butt. He probably uses a funnel. You ever heard of that? People doing shots of alcohol up their anus. Must be on some of that weird Star Trek, You know what Star Trek and toilet paper have in common? Anyone? What do Star Trek and toilet paper have in common? maybe electronics would have known this one. So since he's on that Spock Jesus, doing coffee enemas up his sticking, the lightsabers up his it's good. Coffee coffee enemas. Oh, it's good for the nano too. They do all kinds of, So what is Snatchy's bleaching his anus like Michael Jackson, so we got to get him out of here. You just mad, nigga, because you like we knocked the like you're bleaching. Knocked the black off of him, didn't we? Freaking blue nigger, Spock nigger, red nigger, yellow nigger, orange Cheetophile, nigger in chief, yellow and white niggers. Don't forget any of them. This guy's doing bleach parties. Wanted to have me show up to the bleach party, so we can't do that Michael Jackson in here. Yep, I'll beat the black off him like he was bleaching, right? Coming here with an attitude like that, telling me about what you're doing to your anus. So I asked you, what does Star Trek and toilet paper have in common? Oh. So I guess he didn't have, he didn't answer the question. He went to his own anus. So, because we were talking about Spock Jesus, transgender Jesus, the three gender Jesus, whatever it is, the Shiva Jesus, whatever your multiple Jesus. Well, no, I'm just saying that's, there you go. Orange, there you go. Enough on there, they'll turn white, but yeah. So, nobody knows what Star Trek and toilet paper have in common? Since we were talking about TP for your bunghole, we were bringing up, what happened. The guy was shooting leaky anal toasted marshmallow mocha syrup on his backside. They're both bullshit. That's a good one. I like that one connection. All right, yeah. That's a good one. I like that one. That's true. Survey says, ding, number 2 answer on the board. The number 1 answer is they both fly around Uranus looking for Klingons. Number 1 answer on the board. But thank you for the number 2 answer of the day. They're both full of shit. That's a good one. We'll have to say that in a second. We'll archive that one. I'll have to remember that one. So pretty much nonsense, huh? Your triple gender daddy Jesus. So, well, we go off on that stuff in here, but whatever. Jimmy Crack Corn. Uh-oh, did they do that? Never seen that. But that show's been around for a country minute, so I don't doubt it. Coming from you, Connection, you'd know something like that. You'd know something like that. So, are they going to cut off these benefits in America for the peoples? Did they put away any food? Did they buy any seeds? Can they grow any food? Do they even know what food is anymore? They eat food-flavored poison. Would you like some food-flavored poison today? What food-flavored poison would you like? Yellow Lake dye number 5, or would you like to dye blue? Like Spock or an Avatar? Or maybe you just took too much colloidal silver. You turn into a blue booby Jesus. So, all right, what's gonna happen? Enough digging around with these idiots. So, talking about Jesus comes from the Pleiades. He said, I control the Pleiades, which are the 7 stars, which are the 7 candlesticks, what are the 7 churches? These people are idiots. They're idiots. They don't know what they're talking about. They never heard it or seen it in their life, so I'm not holding it against them. So, we'll see what's coming, man. There's a lot. They might tell you you have to go to war, or we'll send you, if you don't go over to war, we'll send you to prison and we'll send you to work for the government, and you'll be a government worker. And that's about what's to happen. I already told you the encampment of the saints, but you're going to want to hear me. So I don't know why I wouldn't go to jail if that's what Christ, he's doing to everybody. I better have some kind of preparedness to go to jail. Better get off my ass and sell something so I could put some money on my damn books. So I get some crap if I go to jail. So, woo. So, the encampment of the saints, boys. The blood that is filled up in the cup of wrath is poured out on the nations that fornicate with the beast. So we'll see what's Father going to do with me. What's he got in plan for me? He sat there and run me through the freaking ringer over the last 18 months. Just beat the shit out of me. He has beaten the living snot out of me. If you've been here. Things that let's not go there talk about it too much, but yeah. So I'll accept whatever it is. So like I said, at that point, we'll be nice to thought I know when you hire an attorney, like what's going to happen. So he didn't call me today. So that means it's going to be 3 weeks, basically, for pretrial, and still don't know anything. It's nothing. Doesn't matter if it's a non-paid attorney, legal counsel, or if it's paid. And he paid one of the more expensive attorneys in the state. I can't seem to get any counsel here, get this case dropped. So, oh well, we'll see what happens. Because I'm gonna have to soon to probably get him to drop Elijah's warrant. I kind of realize that too now, So they want to listen to me and drop the case. I told them to drop both of our cases, and then I won't sue them. But they're not gonna drop Elijah's case. Watch, when I sue the shit out of them, they'll drop Elijah's case, his warrant, his case, the whole thing will get dropped. And so maybe I should have done it sooner, but I'm fine. I'm gonna do it right when Father tells me to do it. He'll lead me to do it. Remember, I already asked you guys go try to make yourself a couple $1 million, but nobody wanted to take any money from him. So since you guys are all so wealthy and rich, so and you got so much money that you don't need any extra millions of dollars. But I don't want them. Remember, I don't need that. I don't care about money. Christ was a man of very few possessions. He just went around and shared the gospel. That's it. So as long as I'd have travel money, I wouldn't care at this point. Remember, Marcus, the ding dong, came in here earlier talking schmack like a ho-ho, whatever, snowball, whatever he was. He's all full of it. So coconuts, I'm not sure. But he could change the dynamics of this country next week. You know what I'm saying? No, SEAL Team 6 did not really kill Osama bin Laden. Osama bin Laden was an oil tycoon, a CIA trained operative, and did deals with the Bushes. Absolutely not. Osama bin Laden has been to Trumpstein Island. That's where you'll find Osama bin Laden. Not in the sea. He went to Trump's Island. Not Epstein's Island, Trump's Island, Trumpstein Island, EpiPen Island. You got to make sure you include the Clintons, Bill and Hillary, whatever. You know how that goes, and Oprah and Ellen and all them. So, nope. He just went to the island. He's hanging out with EpiPen Island boys over there. They're island boys and girls, and they bring boys and girls to the island. So he was a CIA trained operative. Absolutely did deals with the Bushes. And we know they've been there too. So Papa and Baby Bush, remember? More people voted for Al Gore than any other president in the history of mankind, and they still gave you Baby Bush. Stay out of the bushes. You don't want to listen to me. So, nope. SEAL Team 6 did not whack and throw Barry Soetoro Did not, it's not his name, not Barack Obama. How many times did Osama bin Laden die? See, people don't know that about Osama bin Laden. He's not responsible for Blind 11. Donald the Warp Speed, Mr. Abba John Trump is the man that dropped 3 steel buildings with 2 airplanes. So his buddy Barry, yeah, not Barack Obama, signed the top of the One World Freedom Tower. I got him. Yep. Steel buildings with 2 airplanes. Did you ever read the 9/11 Commission report at all? Did you ever look at what is the combustion rate of jet fuel? What does steel melt at? Oh, that don't math, does it? Freaking much. They're still touching kids at the airport. Mission accomplished. Still to this day. Donald loves it. Kitty touch much. Him and Joe. Remember the all island boys? It's Trump's Island. So bet you were never expecting an answer, were you? Asking you shall receive. Seeking you shall find. Knock. I don't sup with the vipers. Remember he said you knew I was a snake before you let me in? And then he let Osama bin Laden and his, son got released that day out of, out of America. And then he let Joe Biden. So there's no Black Hawk helicopters keeping up on anybody's compound. Yeah, right. He said, and Saddam Hussein had weapons of mass destruction. The whole world's, they don't like veterans like me to talk about this stuff. You see what you see on television, your television with your shock and awe. You're just, that's okay. It's called Operation Mockingbird. You just parrot the same things that you see on television. It happens you get schooled when you're a child. Yep, television, public schools, public television, same thing. They school you, right? Go with the flow. So you say the same things that you mock and parrot the same thing everybody else. Continuity government. Work for it. I know this. Police officer, veteran, SWAT, Reconstructionist, did all this. Above top secret security cleared. They don't like me. They want people like me to STFU, don't they? So, nope. All a bunch of hogwash. Went in there to get everybody whacked is what it was. So, right? But nobody talks about the reality of anything in the military does. Black Ops, Hillary Clinton, Afghanistan, oil, daddy, wars, Mr. Warp Speed. He's controlling all of it, in case you didn't figure it out with his bankster buddies. Give a man a gun, he'll rob a bank. Remember, he can't own a gun with 34 felonies, but give a man a gun, give a man a bank, he'll rob the world. See, him and his bankster buddies. So, the number 1 drug dealer on the rock. Makes Afghanistan, all that, look, $2.2 trillion outpaced any house or real estate, remember, block or rock deal ever. That's how it'll go down in history, so. Don't fall for the Black Hawk helicopters. Babies and freaking, remember? Oh, they're in the, all this. Now, let's not go there. These people just get spoon-fed, They never think about the women and children that die because of war, do you? Innocent lives get lost. War doesn't decide who's right, it decides who's left, and they are the ones who write the war machine. War's profitable. They make money, sell bullets and band-aids, bandages and bombs over Baghdad. How many years were we in Afghanistan? Longest war ever. 20 years, everybody got mad because Joe Biden pulled out of there. First he let Joe Biden in, then Joe Biden pulled out. Everybody's all mad that he pulled out of there. Yeah, right. So. One Black Hawk shakes. Joe, you don't have any military experience, do you, at all? You're not a veteran. Have you never found a Black Hawk helicopter in your life, have you? Told. We're told for. What do you mean we're told? Why you, right? They let his son out the same day out of America. You haven't studied any of this, have you? You just mock the mainstream, lamestream nonsense. Osama bin Laden was an oil tycoon who did deals with the Bushes for over a decade. A CIA asset. You don't know anything about the man, so you shouldn't say anything about it. You shouldn't say anything about Black Hawk Heltars. You shouldn't actually talk about anything. You just sound like some commercial or something, infomercial. For real. You should really look into what you're talking about before you start parroting the narrative, the lamestream media, whatever you saw on the television. Remember? How about Black Ops, not Black Hawk? But Apaches. Like a thief in the night, he'll come and steal your crown. Careful. So you bring it up, ask and you shall receive. You want to talk about anything why Osama bin Laden's son was let out of America? Would you like to have that discussion since you brought it up? Why did they let Osama bin Laden's son out of America? His nephew or something like that. Why did they let him out that same day on 9/11? Right, there you go. They like to do this. They like to play with people. So I'm just wondering when you're parroting something and you have a comment about that, since, you know, get it out of this official story. Okay. Because I don't, it's fine to bring it up because it's something it's a valid thing. It's just all a bunch of hogwash when you go look, yeah, well, neither do I. The 9/11 commission, you can't drop 3 steel buildings with 2 airplanes. They used Tartaria, Tesla to knock the backbone and used that reason. Building 7, Tower 7, CIA headquarters, they decided to pull it. Pyrotechnics, pop, it was a duality there. Those buildings were built in 1973 to be dropped in their footprint. So nothing hit Building 7, Tower 7, CIA headquarters. They lost $2 trillion that day, remember? So there's a lot more going on behind closed doors. All the money because of all the construction on those, Tower 1, Tower 2. That's all Donald Trump's doing. President 9/11. 4 plus 5 is 9. 4 plus 7 is 11. The man responsible. Remember, the king of Israel, the Gentile Messiah, with his tower decorated with the sun god Satan. 9/11. 4 plus 5 is 9. 4 plus 7 is 11. 88, 828. That's his gematria number. This is all going by the script. So don't buy their narrative. They're doing it by the word that's written in the text, in the interlinear Textus Receptus, and they know that. And so does Donald Trump. He's the one responsible. Nobody wants to talk about it when they talk about 9/11. Remember, he was there. He said, I now have the tallest building in the world. Fuck Donald Trump. So I've been telling you that he was a Cheetophile long before. He's been on the interweb. Remember, on the dark net web, the white papers. It's been the Lolita, all the little black book. Turn lights off and on, black and white, Masons. Come on, it's in their papers. We've known for decades he's a Cheetophile. So is Joe. Remember, he let Joe Biden. So, Back to the Future. 4 plus 7 is 11. President Blind 11. Now look what we're doing. Mr. Peace President. Those who say peace and safety, sudden destruction will come upon those who call out for peace. So there you go. It's going exactly by the scriptures. Every jot and every tittle come to pass. They need that. They need Christ. Remember, 2 kings, 2 crowns. Yep. One has the key to the pit. It's on a chain. That's why they blockchain you, stake you or nail you to the stock exchange. New York Stock Exchange open for business. You're a corporate slave. They made another movie about you called, Back to the Future. That's about Donald Trump. You are the Wizard of Oz. Well, your straw man, your tax ID number, your Tin Man, You're cowardly, lying. You don't speak up about this. If you only had a brain, kind of like the scarecrow, you'd know what was going on. But they took this birthright from you, from a child under their merchant law. Law, land, air, and water. Water. Water law. You're in the merchant law in capital letters. So, corporation America. That's how it's going right now. And this corporation, it's not a country. It's not a nation state. There were 13 colonies, right? 13 state, state national, but I don't do none of that. I don't have to, but that's okay. I go by organic law, natural law, law of the land, color law. Remember, difference between legal and lawful. So you go by judge that shall be judged. If you go by this corporate beast system, that's what the system that Christ stood against to the day. That was perverted. They perverted his father's law. And they've done it again. And people stand with this American dream, and they're sleeping on the job at the wheel. They're wrecked like the Titanic. I'm not sure, after bow or whatever. They just got it going every which way but loose. You know what I'm saying? Seriously, they're steering the ship. They don't see this, and these demonions, these distributor fortunes, these liars, that's where demon is a liar. Demons don't come from the sky, and demons aren't. You're a demon. I've been a demon. We've all been a demon. Demon is the word distributor of fortunes or lies. So that's all this law is a lie. It's not the original constitutional republic. It's been perverted, like they perverted the Torah into their Targum or their Mishnah, which had their halakha and their haggadah. They perverted, made an oral and written law, but you wouldn't know anything about that, would you? Same thing's gone on with this country. Formal country, formal constitutional republic, formal blessed Declaration of Independence, Bill of Rights, and the Constitutional Republic, right? And we have the Constitution of the United States covered. That's long gone, man. If this was a constitutional republic, the money would be in gold and silver without interest. See, lock up Donald Trump. He told the Treasury to quit minting the penny. Or you been getting any of them copper pennies? Like I've been telling you guys, get some copper and pennies. It is. They've done this. They put you under this legal speak and merchandise you, That's right. It's all legal speaks, not lawful. But that's what they put you under, this lawful, right? No, it's all part of their revised statutes, corporation, crimes of commerce, not adjudicated through the House, Congress, Senate. So America's an apostate nation till they return it to a constitutional republic in gold and silver. This is a corporation open for business, sold on the stock exchange. It's still open, right? Oh, no, I think it's because I'm over on the left coast, because I ain't right. But over there on the East Coast, New York, where they dropped the ball because of the time change. Get it? New York, you get it first like New Year's because of the time change. All right. We'll stop dropping balls and apples in here. Yeah, I know. They do that. They know their way around because they work for the bar. Whether they're a paid attorney, they all work for the bar. They all work for the queen. The queen is the bar. That's part of this merchant law. It's your merchandise, that number. They bond you by that number. Been bonded by birth and take your birthright from you and put you under this water law. And then you say, oh, I'm in capital letters, and so is your driver's license, so is your insurance, so is your social security card. That's your credit. That's your credit by birth. You be a good debt slave. You make enough money for the system, pay your taxes. You pay them. People buy the debt. You pay taxes too. So they tax you and make you work like a slave, and they sell your labor to other countries, called a treasury. Yeah. Your murder dollars you pay to murder people in other countries. That's what you do with your murder dollar. You go to work and they sell your debt slavery so they can murder people in other countries. Not only do they buy the bonds, but they used to buy war bonds too, remember? What do you think a bond is, you idiot? So, you know what I'm saying? what lost in space are these people, man? They've reached warp speed, guys. Operation Warp Speed. He's got them spinning on a ball, man. Remember? They're spinning on a ball. They got their ball camp. There's one time in ball camp, spinning on the balls. Remember all their balls? They love all their balls. Their Sky Daddy. Their Pleiades, Jesus. Friggin' electronics, television. Their electric Pleiade, Jesus. Their Sun Daddy. The sun is plasma, you idiot. It's not fire. So, although plasma could cut right through, metal like butter, huh? Like butter. Like butter. So, here, oh, I'm gonna say, hold on. So we get a message here? No? Okay. So, but, all right, let's pull it back forward. We'll reel it in here a little bit. We get a little out there sometimes, but the way it's what the word leads us where we go. It's like open spool this thing and fish on. We're supposed to be fishers of men. So, will the man that's violated the Constitution, posse comitatus, even the Supreme Court has ruled that he's violated posse comitatus, will he continue his tirade towards the new system? Yes. They probably only need 3 days to a week of people breaking into buildings, and you won't go into a grocery store. There'll be food distribution centers from here on out, and you'll order everything via your phone app or online, and you will pick up the product. You won't go into the store. You don't think it happened? They kind of did us softly on that in COVID. They said, hey, you can't go down this aisle this way. They said, you can't buy this shit, this taped off. That's not essential goods. They already got everybody ready for this. So it may not happen, but if they want to bring in their new system, this is how they're going to do it. And this is how you're going to be able to operate. Because if they said, oh, right, we're only taking online payments, how are you going to pay for cash? They won't take cash. That's what you're going to run into when they set this shit up. They're not going to take cash. No fucking way. Pastor, you said they're always going to take cash. You said they're always going to take cash. Cash will work in the black market, but they're not going to take it at the store. But you said they might attach to a fee to it. I don't think they want to handle any more cash. I think they're done with that. Moving on. Remember, tokenized, digital, blockchain, credit scored communism. Coming to a parking lot or it's going to start, I'm pretty sure, with your food places. Walmart said they're going to close down, brothers, sisters, possibly tonight. Walmart might be open tomorrow, you stupid Americans. And I'm calling you stupid because you should have went there already and got TP for your bunghole if you haven't. I'm only speaking to the ones that haven't used their time wisely. So Walmart said, because all these people that have gone in there and said, hey, you don't give us our money, man, we're going to go in there and take it anyways. And that's a liability for Walmart. Knowing that Walmart has been notified, I'm not telling you to file a lawsuit. If you go to Walmart tomorrow and you get hurt, I'm telling you they were notified. And they keep Walmart's open. Walmart, the stupidest thing Walmart could do would be to stay open tomorrow. Listen to me. I'm not fucking stupid, man. Stupid beats to be nice. I'm not nice about this. The worst thing Walmart could do tomorrow is stay open because of the threat now they have been given by people saying they're going to go in there and just take whatever it is. And people are already doing this. I'm not sure most people aren't keeping up on this. This is something that I'm 100% keeping up on until this happens. Think about what I'm saying. Walmart might close. There'll never be food stamps ever again. The food stamps may never turn back on again. The food cards, the food SNAP programs may never do this. They may do it through Walmart. Yes, watch. Walmart will give you some free shit. Walmart might take over the food distribution in this country. You better get there now. You better get to a commissary now. You know, I wouldn't go on no military base. I'd stay the hell away from military bases at this point. But if you're there, you're there. I mean, but sure. I mean, the commissaries, get it now. Go tonight. Go tonight. Nobody's going to be fighting at the commissary. Nobody's going to be fighting at the commissary. There are soldiers standing in fucking lines, brothers, sisters, it in lines for I've been keeping up on this, doing a lot of research. I know I'm in here, but I do a lot of research when I'm off here. I have a lot of good people that I followed for 10 or 12 years on this channel that I know where I'm not even doing all the work here. Okay. I know where people who can, people aren't going to be breaking in at a commissary on a military post, but there are military veterans right now in military fatigues going to churches and going to food banks, brothers, sisters, because they're hurting too right now. Okay. But I do believe going to a PX, a post exchange, or a commissary would be a better avenue than going to a Walmart right now. It's not going to happen. The MPs ain't going to allow that to happen on posts. Nobody's going to break in on no, you know what I'm saying? If you're near a commissary, this is post 9/11. I work prior to 9/11. It's different on a military base or post or so. So please listen to me, brothers, sisters. They're about ready to potentially pull something that can eliminate what I see them as protecting the Walmarts. If the Walmarts close down, they can protect them. That would throw all those people into targeting. This would make sense. Listen to me. This would make all those people into targeting this middle class mom and pop businesses. I'm just game theorying this. Do I want this to happen? No, I want them to fund the people who need money tomorrow because there's kids that are going to be hungry tomorrow. I don't care about the adults. Figure it out, adults. The children need fed, man. These are growing bodies that do not need to be lacking nutrition. Even though they don't give us very nutritious food, the children should be suffering right now. And I've heard very little conversation about this in the whole big scheme of thing. It's about this person's going to do this and this lady's going to do that and this guy's going to do this, but never about the kids. Do you understand? You understand? Yes, that's what I'm saying. It's already starting, Elsa. Thank you. Yes, people are already doing this. Think about a mama bear. If you knew you were getting your money and you were used to getting that money and it didn't come in next month and you didn't have anything because you ate it up. It happens. You ate up your food. You didn't buy, it is what it is. You're going to go in that store and get it. Before these people are doing preventive maintenance, brothers, sisters. There's movements of people saying, go into the store and look the other way. There's literally a movement right now for people to say it's okay for these people to take right now because the government's been spending our money on war. The government's the problem. There are people, and that doesn't make it right to go steal anything, brothers, sisters. But you got to understand, see? So please hear me out. Walmart would be very stupid to keep their doors open tomorrow because people go in there and rage. If somebody attacks a customer, a food stamp customer, food benefit customer tax, if a non-benefit customer attacks a food stamp, they're in for massive lawsuits. So I would not be surprised if this is the one, guys. Do I want it to be? Absolutely fucking not, guys. But this just got a lot bigger. I've been doing a lot of research and I'm really starting to look at what I think could happen. Because I looked at somebody who was talking about Walmart taking over and I looked and I started researching, pounding. Because remember, it was the Waltons who took over, brother, sister, during World War II. No shit, this would make perfect sense for Walmart to take over. FEMA camps, brothers, sisters, FEMA camps. So you might go to a Walmart tomorrow that may be open, but you might not get out of the parking lot tomorrow. This is a very dangerous time we're in, brothers, sisters. They could have spent money. They're sending more money. They're killing more people down there. They've shot like 9 boats. Trump has shot like 9 boats, brothers, sisters, in the Pacific and the Atlantic down there, in the Caribbean and down there. He's not stopping, And again, these aren't narco terrorists, brothers, sisters. They've already exposed that Venezuela does not ship out that much damn drugs. This ain't about drugs. This is about Venezuelan oil. This is about resources. And they've made that blatantly obvious. So they keep showing this, I keep seeing now more reveals of this transgender comet up there, brothers, sisters. I think this is the blue beam, right? No, this is the blue book. They're doing it by the script, brothers, sisters. I know this operation. I told you about this. Operation Popeye, Operation Nanook, Operation Paperclip, Operation Mockingbird, Operation Warp Speed. Okay? They're going full bore with this now. If you notice, Trump ain't stopping. The Supreme Court already ruled that he violated the Constitution. Did anybody care? When Elon Musk came out and said he's a cheetophile, did anybody care? No, nobody's doing anything about it in America. Nobody's going to do anything. They had 2 million people show up my ass. I don't think there was 2 million people. I think some of that was generated AI filled. Not that people didn't show up, but nobody showed up hungry. If there were 2 million people that had showed up to those No Kings march, it would have been chaos and pandemonium. If they were hungry, how many people right now do you think that showed up out of the 2 million, No Kings march? They had their No Kings. Remember, No Kings march, no kings, no kings. How many people were starving? How many people were hungry and starving? Yes, that's what's going on. Connection. That's why I'm seeing the connection. That's why I'm getting it now. 100%. Walmart's going to shut down. They're going to take over food distribution. All of it. Literally, they'll just powerhouse it, monopoly it. They'll make everybody turn it into a conglomerate because it's a national emergency. They can do it under executive order. What? 923, which allows them to take over the food. Which executive order? Did any of you go watch the Truth Viral television video? Yes, they can take over the food. Yes, they can. Let's go find out what executive order is that. Please, somebody go do that for me. When you have a chance, go watch the video again. Skim through it, put it on triple time. But I said they can take over your food. Here we go. Walmart is a subsidized corporation in cooperation with Department of Homeland Security, brothers, sisters. Okay, listen. KJ, good. Air Force, listen. Just go methodically. Don't try to go in a panic. Okay, don't go in a panic. Nobody's figured it out, especially on no Air Force base. Okay, you know what I'm saying? You're fine there. Go in there. Don't cause the SPs, at the gate, any kind of thing. Just going in, show them just go in there and do your thing. Walk in there and get in and get out and get back home and start, like I said, it's better to have and not need than need not have. So if you do have a chance to pick up something for your neighbor or something, you know what I'm saying? Get an extra thing of rice and beans, a 58-pound bag or something, for somebody who doesn't have to, because that's going to go a long way. You might have to take some people in here pretty soon. Who knows? People might be showing up. I don't need to know your family situation, but hey, you could have, if you got grandkids or something, they could be showing up all of a sudden. Think about that. Hey, I want you to get this real quick before you go, okay, KJ, and then go, okay? Don't let me keep you in here. Get the things you like, KJ. You need things that are going to lift you. If you've got a husband, a wife, grandkids or kids, the things are going to lift your morale a little bit. If you're a veteran, if you're around a veteran, that is a big part of being a veteran is morale boosters. That's why they put that little bit of Tabasco sauce or that M&Ms inside a meal ready to eat, a military field ration. It's guys almost near kill each other over a bottle of Tabasco when I was. So find the things that you like now to lift your morale, and you're only going to use a little bit of them. See what I'm saying? So you got that. Find what your husband wants now, whatever comforts him, food-wise too. I'm saying the belly is the way to this, to somebody's heart. Find for you too, KJ. And if if there's any grandchildren that might be showing up, because what they like, what your kids like, get those little things. I know it's a little frivolous right now. I don't care if it's candy. I don't care if it's whatever it is. It's going to have to kind of have some long-term food storage, so don't hold it on to it for too long. But you need something to put in this child's mouth to help ease when they're thinking it. And this will bring you back in time when things were a little easier too. It kind of like a music. It's like music to your mouth. Literally it is. You have the same taste in music. See what I'm saying? So KJ, go now. Please. Thank you for doing that. Good call. You're not going to have, I would think, any issues tonight. You can go there in a total normal fashion tonight to that military base, to that PX or I forget what they call it, the BX on a post. I think it's called the BX. Never mind. Please, thanks. Don't let me keep you here. Good call. Get the things to keep your morale up, because those are going to be morale boosters. And that's huge. Like, your husband likes something. You guys like something a lot. Get those things for yourself, because you might not get to the PX anymore. They could definitely start shutting down. Military bases would be shut down first. You know what I'm saying? So she's fine. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, BX. Okay, cool. Apologize. So yeah, get over there, the base exchange. So not PX. PX is the post exchange. Military is a post. Air Force is I've done work with the Air Force. I've done anyways, but okay, cool, outstanding. So see, look at this is the kind of cool thing. I don't mean to go there, but KJ should be okay going there because there's not going to be much of a panic there at all. The soldiers are gotten paid, guys. You know what I'm saying? The soldiers have gotten paid. You know what I'm saying? They have. So, but there are still some that are still suffering. I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? So, but that's going to be probably I don't want to say safe, but safer place to go right now. I wouldn't want to go there because I don't want to get locked on that damn base. But if she goes tonight, it's going to be just another day there, just another day at the BX. Nobody will even say shit there because they're all military. It is what it is. I know what I'm talking about. So good call, Kate. Good call. Go get the things you need. Bouillon goes a long way. Tomato bouillon, chicken bouillon, and beef bouillon makes rice 3 ways. Mix them up, maybe a 4th way, you know. That's probably what I'm having, white rice with the rest of the meat that I bought. Somebody gave me a $25 Cash App, and I went and bought a hamburger with it. So I got to use it up. I haven't had it on ice, but yeah, just whatever, man. The blueberry, have some medicinal cannabis if you use that. Get your medicinal too, you know. Get your medicinals that you need. So stay away from things like Spam in the can. Stay away from canned food, please. Oh gosh, I wish KJ was still here. She's probably gone, and that's okay. KJ, are you still in here? I hope she left because I don't even know if they have it at the BX, but listen to me. You want to stay away from things like canned potatoes. Salt tabs are good. Gas mask flares. But listen, long-term food storage. From this point out, brothers, sisters, no more canned food. Don't buy canned food. Keep what canned food you have. Don't spend any money on canned food. Buy the backpackers meals, the Pantry's Pride or something like that. There's Mountain House meals. Buy the freeze-dried backpack meals. You don't want to be cooking this shit later. You want high nutritious food. Canned food's not nutritious. It's very high in sodium. Sodium's okay, but it's too salty. You try to live on it. Freeze-dried food is going to be the way to go from here on out. I don't care. We passed that point anymore. Canned food's good. I just water glass says, but listen to me for later. Okay? Long term, you need to have something that's already prepared. You don't have time to cook shit like you don't have time to grow fucking a garden. You're not going to grow vegetables. Do you understand? Yeah, that's not too bad. Not at all. I paid $50 for a true strawberry cough seed if it was a true strawberry cough seed, though. But remember, I'm a seed grower, so seeds are priceless because you know how many more seeds I can grow from that original genetic, if it's original genetic, because I'm a seed grower. I know how to do that, but most people don't because they're cloners and they don't know how to, cross-pollinate, and they don't know how to create their own, their own strains, and that's okay. So, but listen to me. You don't have time to, yeah, that's what I'm saying. This stuff lasts for years. This thing could go on for a while. You don't have time to prepare food. It costs you money to prepare. With these freeze-dried meals, you can eat them by just making them wet. If you can heat them up, you're going to want to buy things like, I think that these things like sternos, I've seen this thing from My Patriot Supply. I think it's brilliant, and I'd like to try to find one used, but they have this sterno oven. I don't need anything. I have more than I need. I don't need no more ways to cook. I got 10 ways to cook stuff. But anyways, you don't want to create a heat signature, brothers, sisters. So I really would like you to look into those like MRE packets where you can put water in and it creates a chemical reaction that doesn't actually affect the water in the food, because remember, you're heating it. Now that's a little bit different actually, because we're putting that in a pouch. That might not work. Damn, make sure to fly in here. No, I don't want no flies. So you don't have time to prepare food later. It's too expensive. Power's just going to get more expensive. They're not that expensive. They're 2 meals. And if you cut them up with a can of vegetables in there or something that you got, throw some more vegetables in it, make some more pasta with it or something, stretch it out. But those meals for the money are not that damn expensive. Like they around here in Bend, they have a Buy Mart, La Pine. This is a locally owned and operated. They go from $10.99. They take $3 off. They're $7.99. $7.99 for 2 meals. That's cheap. That's cheap. You can't cook it for that. You just can't prepare it for that. I don't even see how they sell it for that, but they do it in bulk. Is how they're able to do it. Like a Walmart does things in bulk. That's why they're the cheapest prices in town. So go get prepared food that is already prepared. And I'm not lazy. This ain't about being lazy. You need something that's good quality food. That don't buy this My Patriot Supply. I mentioned that you don't want to buy like rice. In a lot of these buckets they have, they're like, doom and gloom type buckets. Not that there isn't, long-term food storage behind that doomsday type stuff. It's like pancake mix. It's you can get pancake mix and do that yourself and put an oxygen absorber in there and do that in a Mylar bag yourself. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, see what I'm saying? Also, even for $10.99 for 2 meals is 2 meals. You just got to stretch it a little bit. Just stretch it a little bit. Remember? They're not big meals, but they are nutrition and they have the protein in them and they're already prepared. You're not going to get sick because you eat them, and then you can eat them like snacks and put them in a bag. They're excellent. Everything in that freeze-dried meals is awesome when it's not cooked. It's better than like trail mix to me. I'd rather have a freeze-dried bag of that freeze-dried stuff, little peas or whatever, chicken and dumplings, than I would trail mix. You know what I'm saying? Not that I don't like a little trail mix, but I would rather have that than trail mix. It's dry. Just munch on it. Little pieces of chicken, whatever it is. A lot of those meals you can actually use as like a trail mix. And that's high nutritious trail mix. Don't you want chicken and peas and dumplings when you're out marching around? Make you feel good like you're at home? While you're marching, tromping through the hood. Well, hopefully you're not in the hood, right? So, no, the freeze-dried meals are absolutely, I think they're a steal at this point for the price that they're asking for them. You couldn't prepare them. I've had a freeze dryer. Remember, I've made freeze-dried meals. You know what I'm saying? So apparently Purple Kush came from the Crop King seeds. No, they didn't. Who the fuck told you that, Connection? That's 100% wrong. Purple Kush is not Purple Kush. It's originally Blue Kush, and that's totally wrong. Those are probably the most expensive seeds I've ever owned, and I would never, ever, ever sell my Blue Kush seeds because my brother burned them. So Kush is blue, not purple. Purple Kush is Bubba Kush, like Bubblegum Kush that's crossed. That's a cross, and then you note it as Purple Kush. So I try to tell people this all the time. I'm not going to argue with anybody about no Blue Kush. I don't even know anybody who I know Kush because I know where these original seed strains come from. They come from the desert, so. Right. Look at super beef stew with steak. This is what I made. I don't even see the date on that. There's not a date on that. It don't matter. It's fine for 20 years. See that? I freeze-dried this myself. Super beef. Look at my bag. It's a freeze-dried meal. Okay? I've done this myself. Okay? If I'm giving you some kind of, I'm not giving any advice that you take it, you do whatever you want what I tell you. But if I've done this and I'm telling you to get this, because it's cheaper to buy this than it is to actually produce some of this product. Now you can produce a higher quality product and in sometimes maybe more, but this is not a bad deal because it's two servings. See, it's on the back. Look, 200, what's it say? 230, 460. See, 230, 460. There's 2 meals. It's 2 servings. Two servings. That is a deal. spicy chicken with, or spicy sauce with macaroni, beef, and beans. And this is actually good. All these Mountain House meals are excellent. So I've done it myself. Hear that? So if I'm telling you these are reasonable, you know, and you need that later too, right? You need some chili. You need some. I like the Mountain House. All their meals are awesome. You know, chili, and they even got like biscuits and gravy, which people, I don't eat pork, but you know, curry. The chicken casserole is amazing. It's awesome. All of them are good. I've never had a Mountain House meal I didn't like. So these are 2 servings for $10.99. You guys, that's $5.50 a serving. You can't get a meal in America for $5.50. This is where I want you to go ahead. Don't collect no more cans because you probably got some. Throw your canned food at that. I know it's not the best, but make it go a little further. You know what I'm saying? Make it go a little further. You know, there's ways to do this. There's ways that people should have gotten through this already. You know, this is Mountain House. I encourage you to look at all the different brands that are out there. I like this company. It's what I've eaten. It's outstanding. What does this say? This one's good until $20.50. $20.50. This is good until $20.50, brothers and sisters. Best Buy 2050. Best Buy February of 2050. 2050. 2050. Don't buy anything else, guys. Yeah. That's what freeze drying does to it. It makes it last for 25 years. When done properly. There's no moisture in there. There's no moisture in there. It's not getting any light. There's 2 things that make food long-term degrade: moisture and oxygen. It's got an oxygen absorber, so there's no oxygen in here. Whatever's in here is going to last for 25 years. And I bet you it's going to last longer than that. And it's still going to be good. I took out tri-tip that I was a little worried about. Yeah, make pemmican too. Get the lost ways. But this is going to be the way to go. Okay, make pemmican too. It's going to go a lot more bang for your buck, but you're going to want some variety. Okay, too, when you can, make some pemmican too. Absolutely, we're going to have pemmican this week, once a week, right? Mix it up, maybe twice a week. You know, once for lunch and once for dinner. Mix it in. That's why, you know, meals ready to eat. I've got the MREs. I don't like them that much because I ate them, but they're not that bad when you mix them up. Have a variety. It's kind of like having a variety of cannabis. You just use one kind of medicine all the time, you're going to grow immune to it. It's not that good. You take rice, white rice, and you get tomato bouillon. Now you got Spanish rice, white rice. You get beef bouillon. You got brown, you know, beef rice, right? Chicken bouillon. You got chicken rice. You just did rice 4 ways. You could probably mix the chicken and the tomato and make a little, you know, mix that, you know, you can start mixing a little bit of that and lean it over to one side, a little butter on this side, a little, you know, you can make things go a lot further. You know what I'm saying? So mix up your meals like that. You know, like I said, even just, you know, beans and rice is one thing, but if you I had beans and rice the other day. I'm almost wanted, because I have more rice left. I was gonna like eat it, man, you know. So anyways, these are, like I said, these meals right now I think are a great price, and these are going to last you for probably longer than any of us going to be on this rock. I don't know how this rock's going to make it till 2050. We're not all going to get smushed because we're so freaking disgustingly evil, but till 2050, guys, it's 25 years. You don't have to prepare the meal. It's already prepared. You could even take this chili mac out and munch on it. I wouldn't get the ones with the noodles to munch on. Okay, I wouldn't get the ones with the noodles to munch on. I get things like, you know, like the chicken and dumplings, and you'll see, like I said, there's a bunch of meals that they have. that you can still use for that type of purpose. And then, like I said, you heat these up, and then that way you're not trying to prepare this stuff later. The cooking's already done for you. You couldn't put a price on that. If you even had to cook this meal, you couldn't do it, guys. You just couldn't do it. I'm telling you. I'm freeze dried. I'm showing you. I've got bags of this stuff myself right here. Hopefully this is going to get me by, you know. I'm going to take this with me on the road. Ooh, chicken and dumplings. Chicken and dumplings. Oh my gosh. Mexican style. Oh, rice. Oh man, there's see, I haven't any of these in a while. Oh man. Oh man. Beef stroganoff with noodles. Those are good. Home style chicken, home style noodle. Chili mac. Yeah, I got, I've been putting these away for a while. Mac and cheese. And I even bought these when I had a freeze dryer. So hopefully I could just take those on the road, you know what I'm saying? No, they're like $10.99, and I get them for $3 off at the Buy Mart. You can find places, some places that will run them on sale. And there's other meals other than the Mountain House. Look through these backpacker meals. Stay away from the survival food, although the survival it's the same thing. Don't go by the doom and gloom shit. Look at backpackers meals. Backpackers meals don't have pancake mix, you know, and backpackers meals don't have, you know, the stuff you can go get. Rice. You can get rice, you know, things like that you can get on your own. Potatoes. What the hell you want potatoes for? You want meat. You know, you want like beef stew, you want chicken and dumplings, you want macaroni, you know, and beef macaroni, you want, you know, protein, you know, not just starch, not just, you know, some basic, you know, and that's a lot of these, you know, a lot of these doom and gloom, they go more towards that side. You go to the backpackers, they've got good meals, you know, so look into those. I think, again, because I've done this stuff before, I've owned 5 freeze dryers, so I've had, you know, multiple of them. And freeze dried a lot of food through the years. I've eaten through a lot of my stores, but I still have so much. It just, whatever. I have it for later. You know, I didn't do this stuff for 20 years. You know, I've done just about every kind of preparedness you can imagine, you know, as far as preparing food. You know, we water glassed 80 eggs here. Well, me, myself, and I too. So, but anyways, the freeze dried meals are light, you know, whereas opposed like a meal ready to eat, those are a little heavier. I've had to, you know, pack one of those in. When you're a veteran, man, those meals ready to eat, those are heavier than just a freeze dried meal, you know. So I mean, they're different, they're not the same, but I would again recommend, you know, having a variety. You know, sometimes you're gonna want to eat rice and beans. Nothing wrong with that, you know. So okay, which one of you stole my lighter? Uh-oh, stole the lighter trick. So, what time is it? I might get up and make something to eat here. Oh, yeah, it's about time to get something to eat, isn't it? So, I went up through some license plates on the, save the weight for the burner. So, some license plates up on the fence today. I'm going to actually ask you guys. I posted on that Homestead and Helpers. Somebody, the admin, lifted off my thing. I'm going to give you guys some information. I added some license plates to the fence today, and it looks really good. I like the way it looks. And so I think I'm going to do that all the way across the front of the property, just coming up the front entrance, you know, because I'm going to do the whole fence that way anyways, but I'm going to put that whole bar. I didn't know exactly what I was going to do with them. And now I figured out, because I've had these license plates for a long time. I mean, not a long, 5 years or whatever. I lost everything not that long ago, but man, I got a lot of Oregon plates. So if anybody has any extra license plates and you want to send me a license plate to hang up here, out in the high desert in the largest dark sky sanctuary in the world, put it out here at Silver Rock Ranch from your, from your state, because I like it looks good, and maybe I'll trade you one if you want, or if you just want to send me one, I'll give you a PO box. I'd love to get one from up there in connection from you in Canada. I'd love to have a freaking Canadian plate, because I don't have a Canadian plate. But this is off topic, guys. But today I went out there and did some, I was doing some work on the fence or whatnot, and I added those plates up there, and it looks really good. I like the way it looks. It just turned out. It looks good. It's uniform. They all in a straight row. I've seen sometimes when they make walls and one stuff, and that looks okay. It just gets a little gaudy. Looks a little gaudy, and that's fine. And I was hoping they wouldn't look like that. So if anybody lives in a state, either way, just let me know. If you're interested, I'll give you my P.O. box. I don't know. It'd probably be a few bucks or something to send a license plate through the mail. Send it snail mail. If anybody's interested, let me know. Put a 1 in the chat. I'll give you my P.O. box. But I'm trying to actually line the front of this place because it's a sanctuary. People come from all 50 states are welcome to come here. So if anybody has any extra license plates, I'm going to continue to mention that off and on in here. Okay. So I want some people. Nobody send me any books for the archive. They're expensive. I understand it's expensive to send a book through the mail, but you could probably slow boat a license plate for $3 or $4, $5. Might cost Stoner a little bit more because he's up north, but if you're interested in selling and trading, because I'll trade one too or whatever, we'll figure out. I don't think it's going to be that much. I have some extra organ plates, or if you just want to send one out to the ministry, let me know. I got a pretty good response online. I put my little ad or little thing online and showed a picture. People were like, that looks excellent. And I had like 2 people already say, hey, I'll send you a plate. Somebody said they're going to send me one from Kentucky, and one was from Ohio, and one was from Indiana. So I got plates coming from Kentucky, Ohio, and Indiana. So I think I have California, Oregon, Vermont. I don't have a whole lot of plates from out of state. I have Idaho. I'd have to go look. I have about 6 states, I think is all I have so far. So if you want to send a plate to the ministry, we'll hang it up out here. I'll give you my P.O. box. Let me know, and I'll give you the P.O. box. It's in Christmas mail. I'll send it to you, and you can just slow boat the thing. Just don't even worry about getting here fast or anything like that. Just whatever. Just send it, slow boat it. $2, $3, $4, $5 if you want to make a donation. Cool. Yeah, I don't have any old plates or anything. I have one old plate. I have one old plate out there. But yeah, just if anybody has an extra plate, let me know, and I'm going to mention that from off and on now because I want to try to fill up the front of the ministry. They'd probably take about, I don't know, maybe we get all 50 states on there. Wouldn't that be cool to have all 50 states coming up the front of when you pull up to the ministry, just down that, all the way down the line? I'd have to go out there and show it to you guys. But yeah, so a lot of people, have extra plates. Bunch of different reasons to have extra plates. So maybe I should just go to a junkyard and they'll sell me them at a junkyard or something. There's got to be somewhere too. And I know you can buy plates online. And I've thought about that too. Maybe when I get a couple extra bucks or something, I'll buy some offline or something. I'll look or if you want to make a donation, I'll go look online. Maybe I can buy some plates too, because I think you can buy plates. People sell plates. I bet you for $20, somebody probably sell me 10, 15 plates or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So maybe that's another way to go. So just putting it out there because I just think it's I don't really care about this. It's just stuff, but just a kind of a neat look coming up to the front of the ministry. Adds a little color when everything is so, everything looks so Western out here, Everything looks like an old Western town, so it adds color when you come up to the front. And I put some up on the sign and whatnot too. So, you guys think I might get up and make some of this? I don't have a bunch of hamburger left. I got a little bit of hamburger. I think I'm gonna make them into like some meatballs and make some of those volcano meatballs. Yeah, everything's rustic out here. So now when you pull up, there's all that color, because I've got like an Oregon Trail plate, which is like yellow and blue and green, and so some of the plates have color on them too. So add some color to the front of the ministry. So if you want to send a plate, let me know. contact me, and I'll give you my PO box, and I'm going to probably mention this from time to time, because we'll try to do a check, and we'll see if we can get all the states at least. And God, they make so many different plates in different states, so I'm sure that people will have different plates, or older plates, or newer plates, or stuff. So I'll keep going. I want to do that. I'd like to do it all the way up the front and across the driveway up into the house. So we could probably put 100 plates up front, maybe something like that. I mean, this is a pretty big entrance to the front of the property, so that look really nice, and it just add a lot of color too, which something that we're kind of lacking out here is color. But anyways, let's take a pause here, and you guys want to hang out here for a little bit, or you want me to just pause and I'll come back in a little bit? I don't really, I was going to check my, actually, hold on one second. Somebody mentioned something about on, I'll be back in 1 second. It's going to pause for a minute. I'll be back in 1 second. Somebody made a comment about the posting with the plates on it. So let me see if what they said. I'll be right back with you guys in a minute or two. All right, we're back. Yeah, somebody made a mention. They thought it looked. They made a comment. So, but people are welcome all over the world to come here. But this is not, I didn't really buy this land for me originally, so I don't, I would hope that there would be more people come here by now. But that's okay. Father will send the people when He's ready. So, what are you doing, Mr. Big Pants? Oh man, I don't know, firewood. Okay, well, whatever. But it'd be exciting, like I said, to see people here eventually come here. And then if not, I'm going out on the road, if that's what Father, or I'm going to jail. Remember, in 23 days, I'm going to jail in 30 days, or I'm not. That's how it's going to go down now. At least I have it, we're getting there. In 1 month, I'm going to jail, or I'm not. How about that? What, like 6 charges, 7 charges or something? Hindering prosecution, interfering with a peace officer, menacing the police, harassing the police. Got all kinds of cop charges. So Christ stood up to the cops, to the law. So and they threw him in jail for that. So but we'll get all that taken care of. They're going to get all this. I'm in God's hands. I'm not worried about it. It's finally going to get done, and I'll be able to move on somewhat in my life. Maybe. We'll see how that goes down. Yeah, let me get up and make something for my belly here. And if you guys want to stay in here, we can stay in here. If not, I can come back on here and start the stream over. I don't want to keep anybody here. Probably take me about 10 minutes to get these things going and in the pan and going. Well, it's in God's hands, turn. I can't do anything about it. I've tried. I didn't get it. I'm not going to get anywhere. I tried to do everything I could to help my son out, but whatever happens. Father's will be done. I am preparing for both, preparing not to go to jail and preparing to go to jail. So I didn't get a call from my attorney today. So no news is good news, because if he's not going to get me ready for trial, then he must not prepare me going to trial, thinking that, but it's okay. Father's going to do with me what He wants. So, I'm going to have to just take what He gives me and say, okay, Father, this is where we go from here. So, one thing I'm actually looking for before I go, I'm going to actually try to purchase. I really don't want to purchase a whole lot before I go, because I really don't want to bring a lot, but I think I want to purchase I have a car seat cover on my, in the 4Runner, and it just slides around, and I need to probably get a new car seat cover for that front seat, or just the front seats. I don't need them for the back, you know what I'm saying? But probably something I'll buy, because I think slides around all the time, and it's kind of a pain in the butt when I drive. And if I'm going to drive and use that vehicle, it's probably one thing I'll buy. And another thing, I went and looked all over yesterday, and I spent quite a bit of time looking for it. Maybe I sold it in past, or it's just buried somewhere deep in the back of where I have a garage back there. Is a double or a single, because I could do it single. Maybe I would, two single jerry can holders, because I have two plastic jerry cans that I'd like to be able to haul a little bit more fuel with me. You know what I'm saying? Just so if I ran into a place where I knew it was going to get more expensive, I could, take that fuel with me um, and use it for later and try to save myself some bucks. I run the risk of somebody stealing it, obviously, but I'm gonna run with it and think that maybe I can get two of those because I have some old jerry cans that are plastic ones, and um, so that's what I think I'm gonna get. I don't think I'm gonna need anything else to go on the road with, so to speak. I think I'll be good. But those are probably the two things I think I'm gonna need to get myself on the road is some seat covers, so I'm not fighting that seat cover. Or I'm just gonna pull it off, and it's missing quite a bit of the seat there, and I try to do a little repair on it. Cut some foam. I got some more seats or something, and try to glue it in there before I put the other seat cover on it. But some seat covers and those jerry cans, and I think I'm gonna be good to go on the road. And obviously I need to do an oil change before I go just to freshen everything up. But hopefully this will we'll see, and this could happen in a matter of weeks now too. I got to remember that I think they would drop this before they're going to go to trial, but maybe they're just going to push me all the way out to the end and just mess with me all the way to the end. And because I don't want to say that, but I don't feel very comfortable that if I'm going to go and they're going to make it go all the way to the pretrial date, that I don't think they're going to drop it. And if I think it makes it to the pretrial date, they're going to take it to trial. And I need to prepare myself for that. If they take it to trial, I don't know what's going to happen. Look what's happened so far. Nothing that I've ever even tried to make work. It all backfired in my face, and it's just gotten way, way worse, way worse, way worse, way worse. So I'm not making any plans. You know what I'm saying? I'm not making any plans. I'm just gonna let Father deal with it, and whatever happens to me happens to me. But I do need to try to get those last couple things I was thinking before I go, and just to get the vehicle ready. I think bringing extra fuel is a smart idea, to have some extra cans available. And I mean, I could have done a lot more things to it. I really wish I had better tires on it than I have on it. But those will get me. I'm not going into the winter. I'm going to the south, so I'm driving away from the winter. So I should be just fine with the tires that I have for now. Um, and as on the road, maybe I'll try to work for a set of tires or something down the road, or when I'll figure it out once I get out of here if that's what Father's gonna allow me to do. But until then, I'm only going for a vacation. I plan on coming back, and I want to come back by the spring and just keep going out here at the ministry and keep this uh, until probably be here until almost fall, as I would figure for next year, maybe until almost this time, and then take off and go back down to South America or go somewhere else from there. So we'll see. It's in God's hands. It's in Father's hands. I can't do anything. You guys see how that if you've been part of this ministry, there's everything I've done has backfired in my face, and I've only made the situation way worse. So I'm not going to do anything but enjoy my last days here. If I'm going to jail, I should enjoy the time I have. So let me go eat something. I don't want to be eating jail food, but I might be eating that soon. And that's why when somebody gave me that $25 cash app, I went and bought some meat with it because I gave away all my eggs today to I had somebody come by, and I gave them all my eggs that I had that were, but I'll hopefully get some more here tomorrow, the next day, and just keep my protein up, and I'll be all right. Need to, being just put under a little extra stress right now, but I'll get through it, man. 23 days or 30 days now. It's not 31 days anymore. See what I'm saying? It's going to be less than a month. So holy crap, man. We're getting there. It's almost a little alarming for me. Um, Not scary, just alarming. Just Father's going to do what he wants with me. There's nothing I can do to stop what he's going to do with me. If I try, I'm just going to make it worse. Worse. hamburger. Look, that hamburger lasted for a few days, didn't we, buddy? Didn't we, buddy? My best puppy buddy. Best boy I ever had. Heat that rice up. Get rice going. Get the rice going. Want an early breakfast, Pets? Or extra early dinner? Breakfast. What am I thinking? Want an early dinner? We give you early dinner. You hungry boy? For the boy? Want early dinner for my boy? My best puppy I ever did best? You were a good boy today. You're a good boy today. Thank you, Bone Bone. Dad loves his Bone Bone. Dad loves the Bone Bone. Kitties still got food, do they? How's your dinner, puppy dog? What's the burger, man? That's some right good stuff. Good stuff. Put the lid on that. Lid on that. go in there. Make some headway there. Oh man. Starting to cool off in here already. Won't take long in the old cabin here. Sun went down. Sun goes down on my side of town. That lonesome feeling comes through my door. My home. Yeah. Soya. Come here, Buns. Come here. Buns. Good boy. Come here. Come here. Good boy. Oh, there's my good boy. Good job. Good job. One meatball for Vance. I made a meatball for Vance. All right. Made some volcano meatballs here. Thank you, Father, for the meats. Here we go. Oh, I don't think I'm gonna eat all that. You want some of that? Some spicy volcano meatballs. With some sticky rice. With some soy sauce. That's fire, man. Thank you, Father. Made the rice nice and sticky. Rice is sticky, see? Sticky rice. Volcano meatballs. These aren't these meatballs that you get from them damn Chinese things that are all rubbery. These are real meat, you know. Good stuff. Yeah, look at that rice. Look how sticky that rice is. Sticky. I seared off that sweet Thai chili really good. Kind of seared it a little bit, caramelized it. Mm-hmm. We made a meatball for pants. We made a meatball for you. All done. Those are good meatballs there. Oh, there we go. Dill meatballs. That sounds good. I'm going to steal that recipe. Look at that. To look under, boys. We got a little bit of soy on the rice, some white rice, sticky rice, and that spicy meatball. Sweet, spicy. Oh, yeah. I won't be eating all of that. Good stuff. Oh, man. I got that sticky rice right on the money. So, what's your thoughts? They going to cut this food supply off to people here? Will Walmart be open tomorrow? You going shopping tomorrow? For Black Saturday? About time for all them little heathens to start running around, huh? Donald Trump and Ivanka Trump are Satanists. They were passing out full-size candy bars at the White House, I think. Something like that. I think we're headed into some pretty interesting days. These next coming days are going to be going to be a challenge to get through for a lot of people. Very challenging times ahead. Could you help anybody else right now? Somebody came to your house. Do you think you could feed them for a couple months? That cut in. Do you have enough food for help a brother out for a couple months? Most people don't have 3 days worth of food. Not in America, they don't. Not in the cities, they don't. You know, groceries are getting so damn expensive. People are only going to buy, a couple days worth of food now, because that's all they can afford to eat. A couple days at a time. Definitely challenging times ahead. This isn't great again, so this is more expensive. This is throw poor people in jail for being poor. Debtors' prisons, basically. Here we go. Debtors' prisons. Oh, yeah. It's been since 2008. They've been turning the inflation creation machine on. Remember emergency monetary policy after the economy collapsed in 2008? So they've just been papering over it with monetary heroin, or keeping the patient alive. Like the drug, the American money is addicted to monetary heroin, stimulus, They turn the money printers on, and the money printers go brrr, right? Just print it out like it's going out of style. Going out of style. Oh, or I don't think I could eat anymore. I'm getting stuffed. It was a good dinner. Probably eat that again tomorrow for lunch or something. Oh, that was good. Thank you, Father. Oh, man. Oh, man. That water is the best. Sun's about to go down out here in the high desert. Still up right now. About to crest over Table Rock, though. So, tell me what you see coming in America in the next week, the next 2 weeks, the next 3 weeks. What do you see coming for this country? What's on your radar? Is your spidey senses tingling you, telling you something's coming, or it's just another walk in the park here? What do you see coming? Anything? Nothing? You see nothing? Because it's already here. You're waiting for something to happen, So you think they'll shut off these benefits? And what do you think that'll do? You think they won't? I think it's going to be a big rug pull. They have everybody like thinking they weren't going to get it, and midnight tonight, people's stuff will land. Everybody, oh, there was there. I'm thinking not. I don't know if people ever get food benefits ever again. So they might just cut these things off altogether. I don't know if anybody's considered that at all. So that's going to have a heavy hit on a lot of businesses. They do prepared foods, and like even some of the pizza places do take and go pizza from a pizza place you can get. So there are going to be a lot of businesses that are affected. Walmart does $3 billion in food stamps every month. $3 billion. So we'll see what I think that's what we're going to see. We're going to see them use the National Guard to guard the big businesses, and the small businesses, the mom and pops, are going to get ransacked. And that'll give them every reason to not let you go in the store anymore. Again, I think Walmart's looking at massive lawsuits if they open up tomorrow, knowing that there's going to be a bunch of people going there to steal all their stuff. Somebody gets hurt and injured in their store, it's going to be on them. They're going to be liable because it was put out in the news that these are, these people are putting out, they're going to, basically, smash and grab, take whatever they can get and get out of there. A lot of video, a lot of movement online. As a matter of fact, I don't think I'm going to stay on here too much longer. You guys aren't having much of a conversation. We'll go do my own damn research until this happens. Maybe I'll come on later on tonight or something. But hoping to have the conversation with somebody about this. Here I am, weeks away from my court date. Man, I don't want this thing to happen. I don't want the country to shut down. I want to get through my damn court gate and get out of here. I don't want to be here with the country shut down. Fuck that. What a waste. I feel like, damn, I should have left. Oh, well, I'll face whatever, but hell, I might be facing jail time, so who knows. But it's all in Father's hands, not just concerned about Bone now. So that he does okay. And my kittens, they'll be all right as long as they got fed. So I don't know where Father's going to take me from here, but I know it's going to get a lot worse for most people. So that's what I am preparing for. Not making plans because he'll crush them for me. So. But a lot of people are going to go out there, I think, tomorrow if those food benefits aren't on their cards, and they're going to go take what they want. And that's going to make them give the reason to, lock all of us down again. And that's where it's going to start, is with the American small businesses. So it's kind of hilarious. I'm in here and I live in America. The only person that's making any conversation is somebody from Canada. The Americans are weak ass Americans, you know that? Bunch of sissy laws. Seriously, most men in America have never missed a whole day gone without food. So it could get very dramatic very quick. But we'll see. All right, connection. I'm going to get off here. Like I said, I appreciate talking to you. You're from Canada. Eventually, it's going to get up there too. But these people from America, they just have their head up their asses. They don't even want to talk about anything. So, just like to be entertained. Little bread and circus. So, well, I mean, no more bread. Maybe some, I don't know, bread and water for him in prison or something. I don't know. We'll see what happens. So that could happen to me too. So who knows? But all right, thanks for your time. Appreciate it. Pastor Revelation, Pastor Apocalypse. I'd stay in here, but you guys aren't really talking very much, so thought I'd have the conversation. So I'm gonna go do some research. I might be back on for the other night. If I don't see you, who knows what's gonna happen tomorrow? Love you, Pastor Revelation, Pastor Apocalypse. If you want to leave a thumbs up or comment, please do so. Links are in the description if you want to support us in any other way. Whoa. It's not turning off. Darn thing. Oh, let's try it again. All right. Pastor Revelation. Whoa.